Hey there, and welcome to another episode of Idle Weekly. Today's game is Soda Dungeon, one last time. So, I wanted to show this already a while ago, but I have managed to reach a combined level of 15 million. So as you can see, it's 10 million here. And my characters have about... well, they only have 220,000 health. No. 2,200,000 health. Which isn't a lot. I initially wanted to get as far as to reach a billion health, but that is almost impossible to do because the cost just increases far too... the cost goes too far up for that to be the case, for that to be a possibility. But yeah, for the last about 2 or 3 million levels, I started using this thing. And sometimes it will then give me... because it only works with a normal attack, I had to use it on him instead of her. Because she never uses normal attacks. And while it did ruin my round numbers, it's mostly fine. Let's kill this guy. And let's go out. Out of the dungeon. See, this is 5 million. 5,002,580. And this is 10,170. The equipment I used for these two is Fabulous Armor level 10, that's damage reduction, evade, and essence chance, because why not? Basically random stuff at this point. Damage reduction, mag attacks, and MP per turn. I went for looks pretty much. 327% damage reflection. I don't even remember putting this on. Not sure why that is on. But sure. 10 MP regen per turn plus 20% mag crit chance. I'm actually pretty sure I never put these on. Maybe I did, for fun. I'm not sure. Anyway, this thing is 10% chance to gain 1 random relic level on hit. Which is fun. And my relic levels look, they are not rounded at all, as you can see. 50,800, 362,000, 10,800, 24,200, 20,800, 100,800, 11,600. And this is 350,700, and their relic is 10,800. But yeah, look at how much this costs. 100 levels is 8,000 for 8,400. I do not have enough caps for it at all. You must enter with a party of 3, sure. I hope that the next game will also have something like this, but that it will scale better than this. Because this became easy very fast. Too fast. And that is about it. Let me show you how long I have played. So, according to this, the save has lasted for about 5,633 hours. Which is fine for an incremental, but the problem with this particular one is, as you saw, you kinda stop progressing. The only progress you're doing is this here, and if you want to level, you can also level health. But the damage is pretty much capped. I can't do much more than that. Oh right, I know why now I remember, I did equip this stuff on her. Because thanks to the cake, she actually overflowed. Let me show you. Her damage actually overflowed. So let us put her normal stuff on. And look what happens when she crits. Look at the green numbers that will appear on single target damage. One day, once she will crit. See, it was a 2.1 billion heal there. That's why I changed the equipment. The next game will not have this problem. The next game is built in 64-bit. In a 64-bit system or space, number space. So it will not have this issue. As a final one, let's try to... So I went with as much damage reduction as possible. That's damage reflection. %85% damage reduction and 90% chance to evade. Perfect. And let's go for a solo run. For as long as he can do it. He won't be able to do it for long, I know that much. Even the shifter can't do it for a very long time. But it does work for a little while. See, 522,000 damage is what they do with 85% damage reduction. That's insane. I think shifter can last for a little while longer because you can get stuff on him. Let me... or not the shifter. You I think can last that longer. %90 and 90%. Let's try it now. What do you think how many levels she will last? The problem is with these ambushes. Knight can't be ambushed. So I guess Knight would be the most powerful for these. Technically. I am really looking forward to Soda Dungeon 2 actually. I hope that it will have upgradable gems that you can pretty much upgrade endlessly. They don't need to scale very fast. They can use the normal Soda Dungeon scaling, but if they are endless, then that the scaling would go endlessly, right? Equipment the same thing. I hope that enchanting adds something to the game for a longer period of time than what we currently have. Because Soda Dungeon 1 seems to fall apart at about level 40,000. That's the point where you start, around there you start scaling significantly faster than the enemy, and the enemy will never catch up to you anymore. And that's a thing that needs to be addressed in the second game. Try to make it so that the enemy that you can't forever outscale the enemy. Make sure that you actually can for example, get killed without doing strange builds like this one. I wonder if the healer is actually better suited for this, because he can heal himself back to full every time. This is kinda like a last hooray. The game's story mode is about, depending on how you play, it can be anywhere between 23 to 30 hours long. So even if you are not interested in this endless grinding, then you still should have plenty of content there if you just want to do the story. I think if you do both the story of the regular dungeon and then the story of the Lair of Despair, then yeah, it should come about 30 hours. Lair of Despair is easy. And the run is pretty much coming to an end. I just need to fail one more evade and it will be done. Wow, so many misses. Good thing they don't have any guaranteed hits. You can only have up to 90% evade and 90% damage reduction. You can't go over those limits. Not that it matters much, because you don't really need that anyway. Ow. Whoa, I didn't take full damage. That was interesting. And 4 misses. She's getting really far. They need to get the lucky with just one more hit. 320, 10 million and 320 levels. Nice. Missed it. I can also show you a bit how much health. Oh, the run has ended. I can also show you a little bit how strong the enemies are at 5 million regular dungeon. See, 6.5 million health. And because I didn't have damage reduction, they killed me instantly. This is how much stuff I basically have. I never got everything to 99. Well, I did most of the things, but not everything. They have the same effects, interesting. That's strange. Before I go, I would like to say that if you're just starting out the solo dungeon, then what I recommend is focusing on gold, on liquid gold, maybe later on a bit on effervescence. Was it effervescence? Sorry. And because it will help you get more levels here faster. That's pretty much how I got to the end of the game in about 20 hours. And the most overpowered potion is this potable potion. This soda is the best one. Well, technically you could say liquid gold is also amazing, but this is overpowered. 3% boost to mag attacks. Just combine it with the dark mage and you will never lose. That's basically how the game works. Yeah, thank you very much for... I think I have said enough now, so... Bye.